Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Ox Talks. Thanks for watching the show today. Thank you for hitting that like button for me, sharing my videos with people that you know and that you care about. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and we are trying to grow this community to continue spreading the word. I have a topic I want to discuss on this show today it's a concerning issue. I'm going to share the story I saw out of Reuters today that came out, well, actually came out late yesterday. And I'm going to share with you at least three, I think it's three different stories I have of personal experiences where I've run into these kind of scams. One with a family member, actually my mother-in-law years ago, one with a longtime client of mine, and one that I just was consulted about, not consulted, but a friend of mine asked me about a situation just a few days ago. It's happening, it's rampant for a lot of people that, let's say, are in vulnerable spots in their lives. They get taken advantage of. And so I'm going to share this with you, and then welcome to leave your comments and thoughts below if you've experienced something like this or had a friend or a family member. Please experience something like this, but please share this video and let's try to help would-be victims from staying out of these scams. Out of Reuters today, almost 800 arrested, Reuters yesterday, almost 800 arrested over Nigerian crypto romance scam. Lagos, December 16th, Nigeria's anti-graft agency said it had arrested 792 suspects in a raid on a building believed to be a hub for fraudsters who lured victims with offers of romance, then pressed them to hand over cash for phony cryptocurrency investments. The suspects, including 148 Chinese and 40 Filipino nationals, were detained on December 10th at the 7-story Big Leaf building in Lagos, Nigeria's commercial capital. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission spokesperson Wilson Ujaran said. The luxury building housed a call center, all right? It's a call center, mostly targeting victims from the United States and Europe. He said staff would make contact with people through social media and messaging platforms, including WhatsApp and Instagram, and seduce them online to offer them apparently lucrative investment opportunities, this spokesperson told reporters. Once these victims were hooked or drawn in or showed some reciprocal interest in what they thought was someone expressing, I'm editorializing now, expressing, some romantic interest in them, they were pressured to transfer money for fake cryptocurrency schemes and other non-existent projects. Nigerian accomplices were recruited by the foreign kingpins to prospect for victims online through phishing, targeting mostly Americans, Canadians, Mexicans, and several others from European countries. Once the Nigerians are able to win the confidence of would-be victims, then the foreigners, this is the Chinese people that they talked about, and the Filipinos would take over the actual task of defrauding the victims. So they have these call centers set up in Nigeria where these people are reaching out, locating would-be victims. They're just making the contact. They're luring them in with promises of whatever it is, romance and happiness forever. And then the real people come in and they orchestrate the financial fraud aspect of it. He said the commission was collaborating with international partners and would look into potential links to organized crime. Its agents seized computers, phones, and vehicles in the raid, he added. This is not, look at crypto right now is hot. Everybody is talking about crypto and XRP and Bitcoin and Ethereum and all these altcoins. And so, this scam now, these people are obviously paying attention. So now they've shifted their scam to, crypto, promises of crypto riches, right? And what they do is they lure them in, and then they send them fake links, fake information. They get them to give them their bank information, and they steal money. Okay, and a lot of these people lose their life savings. Widows, widowers. I mean, people that are vulnerable, that have lost loved ones in their life. Maybe they're alone. Let me share with you, and this is not just limited to cryptocurrency, guys. It's anything. And I'll share 3 stories with you, none of which relate to cryptocurrency scam, but they're all this romantic inducement or enticement through contacts online or through these messaging platforms that leads into people, gullible people, let's say maybe people that want something to be something that it isn't. And they get into these people's bank accounts, guys, and they're taking money. And look, at a lot of people have fallen prey to these scams. Maybe you have someone in your family, an elderly one or a loved one or a parent, that they're embarrassed. Once the money is sucked out of their account, and what happens, these people keep saying, well, don't worry, we're going to get you the first payment back, and I love you, and I'm coming to the United States soon. I have some complications with my visa, with my foreign passport, but I'll be there soon, and I have your money. But I just need a little bit more money to help me get to this place or get this staff member paid or whatever it is so I can come and see you and we can be together. That's the kind of stuff that's being put out there. And it's obviously when you get caught up in something like that, it must be when you realize what's going on, hopefully not after you've transferred your whole life savings, but it must be mortifying, right? To tell somebody that you know, in your life that you fell for this scam. So a lot of this stuff is going undetected. Let me share with you 3 stories. Several years ago, my mother-in-law, she's since passed away, her husband died. She was alone, and so she was, you know, obviously looking for relationships, looking for friendships. Somebody, supposedly some guy from Italy, reached out to her somehow online, got a hold of her, and started trying to establish this online relationship, okay? Supposedly it was in Europe, and basically within a couple of weeks of these calls, they never spoke on the phone. So within a couple weeks of these calls, this guy started asking for, you know, money. So I need $10,000 so I can come to the United States and so we could be together. I don't know how I got involved or how she made me aware of these communications, but I shut it down immediately. And I told her, you know, I said, this is a scam. And I said at the time, I said, this guy probably is sitting in a call center in Nigeria somewhere. I think I even said Nigeria, and this is a scam. Do not send this person any money. Do not give this person access to your bank account. And thank goodness she did not. Second story, longtime client of mine. I handled a couple of big cases for her husband. Same thing. Her husband passed away. They've been married for a very long time. She had kids that had just recently gone away to college, and so she found herself alone again in looking for friendships, looking for relationships, someone to talk to, and unbeknownst to me until later on, unbeknownst to her kids or the rest of her family, she had established this relationship with, again, someone promising her the world and happiness forever, and supposedly a multi-millionaire, and sent pictures of his yachts and cars, all this stuff that didn't exist, okay? And somehow he lured her in, and she started sending this person money. Somehow one of her financial advisors caught wind of this, or one of her kids caught wind of this, brought it to my attention as a longtime family attorney and friend and confidant, and I basically had a discussion with her and said, this is, and anyway, not divulging any confidence, but it was a lot of money. By the time everybody found out what was going on, she had transferred, it was a big number. It was like several $100,000 or something, but still believed that this person was in love with her and was going to be repaying the money and come to the United States next month. And it was the month after. That was the month after. Folks, it wasn't real. Okay, but in this situation, she had convinced herself that it was real, okay? And she had been kind of brainwashed or captured into thinking that this was going to happen. And it wasn't about, the money. It was about, him trying to, get here and transfer his assets here. And to this day, I don't believe she's ever seen a dime of that money. And it's very sad because, in that situation, this was a lot of it. It was money that was going to obviously be meant for and earmarked for, inheritance for her kids down the road. Okay. So, and her husband obviously is not here any longer, unfortunately, to be able to step in and put a stop to it. So look, a lot of people in their lives don't have protectors. They don't have someone to step in, right, and fill the gap and wake them up before it's too late. The last story I'll share with you, going a little bit long today, just about 3 days ago, I get a call from a buddy of mine, and a good friend of his, might have been a family member, a cousin or somebody, reached out to him. And initially, this is this whole idea of being embarrassed by realizing you've been caught up in one of these kind of scams. Reached out to him and said, I invested, like my life savings with this developer up here in my state, somewhere in the northwest, and he promised me repayment of this after he's built out this construction project. He's now finished the project. He's not paying me. How do I get my money back? And my friend reached out to me and said, hey, can you, I don't know what documents he has, but it doesn't sound right. Some of the things he said in the story don't make a lot of sense to me. And I listened to what was said and said, yeah, it doesn't add up. Okay. The explanation he was given or gave to my friend about this loan of the money, but it was basically his whole life savings, like $250,000 or something. Obviously, no documents ever came through. A couple of days later, my friend calls me and says, you're not going to believe this. But when I started questioning him more about the transaction and how it was set up and where the money went, he came clean and said that he had been reached out to by supposedly a female who reached out to him online and again wanted to establish a relationship and promised him romance and promised him happiness. Lonely guy by himself. And so he fell for it. And he somehow gave this person access who was probably sitting at a call center in Nigeria, just like these crypto scam people are. He gave the bank account information, or he sent a check, or I think it was a wire transfer, sent a wire transfer out. Anyway, that money's gone, guys. So he was embarrassed to tell my friend that that's how he had lost his money. And so, that in this case, that truly was everything he had saved for retirement. He's older. And so it's very, very sad. And I know this is a little off topic for this channel, but I wanted to bring it to everyone's attention because maybe it's not you. You would think, well, how can people be so gullible? But we can't put ourselves in everyone's shoes. Some people are full of despair. They lose hope. They lose the love of their life, or the only person who was important to them in their life, and they find themselves alone, right? We can't obviously envision everyone's scenario, right? Or call them out. Obviously, everyone can Monday morning quarterback something and say, well, you should have seen that coming. A lot of times they don't until it's too late. And this money is gone, guys. It's gone. It's poof, okay? It's never coming back. That's it. I'll leave it there today. If you have anybody, in your life that, that, I don't know, it's hard to flag these things because they get brainwashed, but just pay attention to loved ones, especially ones that are alone, especially over the holidays when, loneliness, and loathsomeness kind of creeps up for a lot of people that don't have family or loved ones or a lot of friends around them. With that being said, I appreciate you watching, appreciate you sharing this video and supporting the channel. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.